visible from space, these vast white seas in South America hold a resource that is expected to play a vital role in the future world economy.
Lithium is the lightest metal, it's very electropositive, and the key is that lithium enables energy density, very high energy density.
As the shift to electric vehicles gains momentum, there is talk of a new lithium economy. For this region of South America, it could mean a multi-billion-dollar windfall.
It seems to us that it is real. 70% of the world's lithium occurs in what is known as the Lithium Triangle.
Investors and countries are rushing to position themselves to profit from the expected lithium boom.
The biggest value is not extracting the raw materials, but to processing the raw materials. And right now, the raw materials are not processed in the area.
As production is increasing, there are concerns about the effects on the fragile ecosystem.
We don't know how much water they're extracting from the salt flat, and there is no accurate information about the effects.
But government agencies are optimistic about how lithium could propel new industries, with South American countries taking part in the emerging electric vehicle market.
Our forecast is by doing that, we could create a $10 billion industry in Chile.
America's now travel to Bolivia, Chile and Argentina, the countries that make up the so-called Lithium Triangle, to find out the issues surrounding the new white gold rush. The salt flats of Uyuni are the largest in the world. This is the jumping-off point for tourists who marvel at this natural wonder. Yet at the opposite end of the salt flat, there is increased industrial activity. They're building large evaporation pools. There's more movement and there's also a sense of secrecy. This is where Bolivia is developing its lithium industry.
Nuestro proyecto ha sido direccionado para hacer en 3 etapas. Una primera etapa lo que era el pilotaje, una segunda etapa ya la etapa de industrialización grande y una tercera etapa para darle el valor agregado.
Miguel Parra oversees the development of Bolivia's lithium extraction plant.
Estamos por la implementación de la segunda etapa del proyecto.
Bolivia began exploring lithium extraction over 10 years ago. While other countries in the region export large amounts of lithium already, so far Bolivia's production and exports are at much more modest levels.
El gran valor en relación al litio está en escalar en la cadena de valor, es decir, de lograr tecnológicamente realizar el pasaje del salar a la batería, algo que logran hacer pocos países.
Bruno Fornillo is a researcher at the Social Sciences Council of Latin America. He edited a book titled The Geopolitics of Lithium.
La particularidad de Bolivia es que efectivamente hay un control estatal de principio a fin, lo que sí, lamentablemente, no tiene un entorno científico y económico Bolivia lo suficientemente robusto como para poder apostar fuertemente al crecimiento de la cadena de valor desde el salar a la batería.
Yet Bolivia is working to develop that scientific knowledge and economy in order to expand its national industry. Centuries ago, Potosí was one of the wealthiest cities in the world, thanks to the silver found in what became known as Rich Mountain. In the valley beneath Potosí, a few hours away from the Uyuni salt flats, the nationalized lithium company has installed a pilot battery plant. Tito Churki oversees this project, and he showed America's Now their work.
Ese era el objetivo de formar las personas, de formar profesionales bolivianos que se ocupen de este trabajo, tanto de investigación, tanto de desarrollo, tanto de la ingeniería necesaria para realizar el ensamblaje. Actualmente hay bastantes maestrantes y doctorantes que están en el exterior, que igual el objetivo principal es volver a la planta y aportar con los conocimientos que han adquirido.
A small team of workers here make cathodes and batteries in this pilot stage of adding value to the natural resource of lithium that lies in the salt flats. Bolivia is focusing on ensuring any wealth from a future lithium boom stays in the country. The government of socialist Evo Morales nationalized its gas and oil resources in 2006. Many Bolivians demanded they do the same with lithium. This country is rich in metals and minerals, but it remains one of the poorest in the region.
La historia de Bolivia está marcada por experiencias amargas en cuanto a lo que significa los recursos naturales.
Juan Carlos Montenegro is the manager of the newly formed national company, Bolivia Lithium Resources.
No solo Bolivia, la América Latina y muchos países en el mundo, que obviamente países industrializados lo que buscan es materia prima para industrializar esta materia prima en otros lugares. En el caso nuestro, lo que se ha definido es que nuestros recursos naturales tienen que ser explotados y transformados en nuestro país.
Existe un imaginario que está vinculado al principio Potosí. ¿Cuál es? La idea de que las riquezas se externalizaron constantemente, la plata de Potosí se externalizó y nunca quedaron para usufructo del país.
Though Bolivia's project to develop a lithium industry has stalled, the government and authorities say it will be ready to profit from the imminent lithium boom.
Este es un sector que de algún modo, poco a poco, ahí se va a posesionar en un nivel similar a lo que actualmente tenemos con el sector de hidrocarburos en Bolivia. Es un sector económico muy importante con proyecciones también muy halagüeñas.
Bolivia is looking for foreign investment for this industry, but it places a series of demands on possible investors, and so far, progress has been slow. It's a different case when it comes to Bolivia's neighbour, Chile, which is moving ahead in its lithium industry at a much faster pace. The country recently lifted restrictions on lithium production, and it is one of the world's largest exporters after Australia. The National Investment Agency, Corfo, controls lithium resources and has a vision for how the country will attract investment and harness its resource.
We have, in a way, a singularity in the north. The best solar radiation of the world, the most important metallic district of the world, and the most relevant non-metallic reserve of salt that storage energy. And this combination is unique to the world.
Eduardo Bitran heads the agency's projects to boost production and develop industry by bringing in foreign investment.
Our forecast is by doing that, we could create a $10 billion industry in Chile. And a $10 billion industry in Chile created in 15 years is very, very substantial, very, very significant.
Bitran remains pragmatic.
Of course, we don't pretend to build cars. We don't have the scale. We're not going to have the scale in Latin America.
But there is a clear plan for this country to enter the electric vehicle market by producing cathodes for export. Chile is offering cheaper lithium for companies that set up industrial operations in the north of the country. Yet not everyone in Chile is so optimistic. Jaime Ale is a university professor, and he says there's fake news surrounding lithium.
El litio es una materia prima que tiene una connotación como tecnológica, como de futuro, y por lo tanto se piensa o se especula respecto a que eso podría ser la base de una nueva industria que partiría a partir de la explotación de esa materia prima y de ahí escalar aguas arriba en una industria tecnológica.
Ale says that while South America has large lithium reserves, there are significant reserves of the metal all around the world. He also says that the metal in itself is not valuable, and he's cautious about such optimism about a new lithium economy.
Yo pienso que los países en general en Latinoamérica tendemos a esperar que de una materia prima logremos encontrar el futuro de nuestro desarrollo. Y siempre tenemos esa ilusión, y es fácil manipular esa ilusión de que hemos descubierto un nuevo yacimiento de petróleo o de gas o de, en este caso, de litio.
Yet at trade fairs and amongst investors, there is optimism. Martin Jackson is the director of British company New Era Metal Resources. He's one of those looking to get involved in the new lithium boom. But limitations in Bolivia and the tight control on production in Chile up until recently means investors like him are looking at Argentina, a country which has cut taxes on the mining industry in a bid to attract investment.
At this moment in time, Argentina seems to be the favoured destination for lithium exploration and lithium mining. In the first quarter of 2017, approximately $450 million was raised internationally for lithium exploration. I would imagine a significant percentage of that has gone into the northern part of Argentina.
The northern province of Jujuy in Argentina is home to more than 300 indigenous communities. There has long been small-scale salt mining here. Yet in the small, remote communities that sit high up in the Andes, there is concern about the growing mining industry.
Hicieron los españoles. Claro, este es de 1598 esta capilla, pero no hay ayuda ni provincial ni nacional. Mi nombre es Elba. Vengo cuidando 22 años esta capilla porque lo que siento es el valor de los abuelos.
In the town of Susques, Elba Guzman is one of those who opposes mining. But not all of those in the town feel the same way.
Lo que vino en las empresas hizo dividir al pueblo. El quien dice sí y el quien dice no. Nosotros somos 8 familias que somos antimineros. Porque para nosotros, como ley, teníamos que saber qué íbamos a hacer cuando empiezan, cuando están al medio y cuando terminan. ¿Cómo va a terminar la empresa? ¿Cómo no va a dejar?
Las empresas dicen que están intentando ayudar a las comunidades. ¿Ustedes qué piensan?
No, yo no veo nada de eso. No veo nada. Nosotros no tenemos placa. Nosotros no tenemos agua digamos que es apta para tomarlo.
Elba's brother Carlos showed us the land his family has worked for generations.
Tenemos esta vida en el campo desde nuestro nacimiento, digamos, ¿no? Entonces preservamos los campos, cuidamos los campos porque para nosotros es vida. Y aquí es una zona de pocas lluvias, de muy pocas lluvias, muy seco. Entonces, ¿a nosotros qué nos preocupa? Que esta gente que evapora 200 litros de agua por segundo, que ellos dicen que gastan, y al evaporar esta agua, al consumirnos el agua, nosotros nos vamos a quedar secos y ya no vamos a tener la planta para la llama, no vamos a tener para plantar la quinoa y para la vida nuestra ya.
In this region of South America, lithium is extracted by pumping large amounts of water deep under the surface to extract a metal brine. This is then left to evaporate over several months, leaving lithium. This cheap and unsophisticated method is used by companies across the Lithium Triangle. Here in northern Argentina, Carlos is part of a small group of local residents who are working to present legal documents to block mining activity. They're hoping to bring experts to present a report on the effects on this region.
También nos decimos que no se haga la minera, que no se saque el litio, que se saque de una forma controlada, que cuando baja el nivel del agua se pare, que las ganancias sean para la comunidad. Entonces, ¿me entiendes? Póngale que del 100% un 5% que quede a la comunidad, no al gobierno. ¿Por qué? Porque el gobierno se les deshace la plata, se les llevan ellos y al cambio en la comunidad no, porque nosotros necesitamos escuelas, necesitamos ampliar más los hospitales, necesitamos más agua, necesitamos muchas cosas.
The families who oppose the mining activity in Argentina are in touch with other groups in the region. In northern Chile, Ramon Morales Balcázar told America's Now about their protest.
Yeah, the Black Flag's a way to protest against the expansion of the lithium mining in the Salt Flat Basin. This place is a particular place. We're not like in any place. This is the driest desert of the world. People depend on water. The ecosystem is very fragile and the chemical balance as well. We don't know how much water they're extracting from the salt flat. The expansion is also affecting the wildlife, the level of water and the chemical balance in the salt flat, and there is no accurate information about the effects.
Ramon stresses that despite protesting against mining, they are not working with indigenous groups. The lithium company Albemarle announced an agreement to pay royalties to the local indigenous communities for using the land. No representative was available to talk to Americas Now, either from the community's council or from the company in the region. Activists here want a change in the way mining companies operate.
We are using the laziest and cheapest way. We're just evaporating water in the driest depths of the world. So there's not much there, you know? There's no any thinking process there. It's very basic, that's why it's so cheap.
Mining in itself, it means really nothing. It's not the same to talk about gold mining as to say lithium mining or iron mining. Mining, it really depends on the potential environmental impact of mining technologies depends on what is it that we are trying to extract.
Victoria Flexer is the director of a newly opened lithium research centre in northern Argentina, and she says more research is needed into the environmental question of lithium mining.
I have to say that there's mostly open questions. I can't really say that we have measured a real impact on this and these ecosystems. We have some open questions particularly related to water, and we need to do more research to be able to say there's something wrong with this and we need to improve it.
Flexer and the master's and doctorate students she supervises are looking at developing technology for the lithium industry.
The problem with the current technology is that it's an extremely slow and inefficient technology. Therefore, it deters companies from coming and starting business.
The mission statement of this research centre is to find practical solutions for the lithium industry, with the accent on training young people from the local community.
We want our people to be able to get not only the low jobs in the local market, but we also want them to get the best jobs. And not only to insert themselves in the currently existing industries, but also we would like them to be talented and bright enough to create new industries and new businesses in the near future.
But Argentina is already producing internationally recognized technology for the industry.
In 2012, we visited Jujuy, the salt flat, 4,000 meters above sea level, and we realized that a lot of water is lost in the evaporation process that takes more than a year, and that would affect certainly the communities.
Ernesto Calvo and his team from the University of Buenos Aires recently won a major international prize for their research into a more efficient and environmentally friendly lithium extraction process, which they hope to be ready on an industrial scale in the coming years. Calvo is also an advisor for the Jujuy Research Centre.
We look forward to getting people interested in lithium all over the world to come to Jujuy, where not only the lithium resource is, but also the knowledge will be.
Argentina, Bolivia and Chile all have hopes that a new lithium boom will transform their national economies. The countries are at different stages in their research and in developing expertise to add value to the commodity. They also have different past experiences of how to exploit their natural resources, which in turn shapes policy. But many believe lithium represents an opportunity for this region to play a vital role in a future lithium economy.